662 compound drop there.
That's how we do it.
They say we acting brand new now.
Yo,
Yo,
what's up? All right. Here we go. The week run up. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Miss Ivy?
I'm doing fine. I'm blessed. Blessed. And you?
Same thing. You know what I'm saying? How was your weekend?
Hmm?
How was your weekend?
It was okay. I can't complain. I tell you, I don't know if it was a virus going around the school or whatever, but it sure hit my house. So we had to get the medications going and get everybody back on point.
Thanks. Um, we recovering from the little storm we had. You know what I'm saying? I had gotten sick too. You heard me from being out there. But it's all good. You heard me? Let me see. What levy at? You heard me? 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. So I got a little surprise. Like it ain't really no surprise, but you know what I'm saying. We gonna have a little presidential, New Orleans debate. You know what I'm saying. Um, but it was a very it was a quiet weekend. You know what I'm saying. It wasn't really that. It wasn't too much happened. Two females had got shot. You know what I'm saying. On two different occasions. All right, there we go. Yo,
You.
wow,
What's down with
man,
it?
cooling, man. How your weekend was?
Shit, my weekend was love. You're especially Sunday between 1 and 4 p.m. You're
Right.
hey, between 1 and 4 p.m. with Liddy. You know what I'm saying? You did. Other than that, it's all Gucci. You did. But how y'all doing? What's that, my big?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
It's good
Gucci,
to see
man.
y'all's weekends went pretty good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just all I do is work though, you heard me? So it's like all Saturday, just grinding, and Sunday usually the only time I really try to excuse me, try to chill out a little bit, you dig? You know what I'm saying? During the day. So
You know what I'm saying? So, all right, they on the weekend was relatively quiet. You know what I'm saying maybe due to the storm. You know what I'm saying? But it was
how you
two.
made out with that, son?
What you say?
I said, how you made out with that though?
Yeah, it was straight. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really lose power. We ain't lose power at all. I think we stayed online. I think we stayed on the line for 3 hours, and then we had went to sleep and shit. So the lights had flickered out about twice, but it wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as bad as the other places got hit. Like like on the shore, towards the shore, like when it made landfall. Uh, Kenny and Metairie got hit pretty bad too. They had a lot of at first it was like over 300,000 people without lights or some shit. But then they got it, but it's still people without lights, so keep that in
Damn,
mind.
still to the day?
Yeah, still to this day, they still got people. Not I don't think in New Orleans, you remember like Kenny Metairie, the surrounding areas and shit. So we gonna keep them in our prayers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, believe that.
So
Yeah.
it was two females shot over the weekend. You heard me. The first shooting was on RuPaul Fontaine. You see what I'm saying? Female victim was shot and taken to the hospital. Then the second one was on Black College Court, Uptown. Uh, Another female had gotten shot. The first one, her her health they didn't put an update on her health, and the second one is in stable condition. You heard me? So we're gonna start with you, Ivy. What you think about that?
It's not much detail. Like what led up. My questions is what led up to all that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always a storyline behind a storyline. So I'm a I'm gonna say hopefully those two women pull through, um, and hopefully whatever happened within these incidents that we can prevent those incidents from happening. Um, that's basically what I gotta say because we don't have much detail, but hopefully it's not nothing that wasn't worth being shot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I mean, not even from and I'm gonna say this from being from the streets, you know what I'm saying? But is anything other than a life threatening incident really worthy of being somebody being shot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody intruding on your home, you protecting your home is
You know
worth.
what I'm saying? Like that's life threatening.
Um, it is like that, and if somebody invade your home, somebody run up on you and try and jack you. You gotta do something to protect yourself. If it's a self defense type of thing, yeah. But if you going out there starting drama behind drama, and you get pew pew behind that drama, then it's something you caused on yourself. Then we have a problem here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think
Right.
wise and move wisely. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think personally the only thing that merit really ain't like taking somebody's life is self defense. Now we was taught a lot of different things like respect or how to handle a situation or like over money or whatever. But in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, the only real legal way I'm talking about with God, you know what I'm saying, is a self defense experience. What you think, Legend?
I think everything got its place, you hear me? Even violence. You know what I'm saying? So, like, similar to what Ivy was saying, I don't necessarily think nobody should be jumping out the window and going in the street slapping people with the back of the gun or no shit like that there, you hear me? But, violence definitely has its place. Um, in not only our society, but just in nature. You know what I'm saying? Um, I mean, like you said, bro, like being from the streets, the mentality a little different. Cause the reality of it is, if I'm hungry and I need it, like you might just be on the wrong end of the stick that day, you hear me? Like
Right.
it's unfortunate, but I need me. And if I get out on the strength of that, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. I'm gonna take what come with that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. I just say, like I said, I just feel like it got its place. You know what I mean? Don't nobody want it. I don't wish no violence on nobody there, but I'd be lying if I said that just being completely nonviolent as a society would ever be possible. It's just not. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I believe. But I'm like married to like spiritual wise, me, the only real reason to take a life is self defense. You know what I'm saying? All right, so this is all right, so we gonna call this if I were elected, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask both of y'all the same question, but I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes each to answer if you need that long. You see what I'm saying? Lot representing for the real niggas, and Ivy, you representing for the real females. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no Democrat Republican thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of facts about New Orleans, but we gonna put them out there in a fun way, and we gonna see if y'all was elected, how would y'all change the problem? You know what I'm saying? Y'all ready?
Specific to
Are
New
we
Orleans
talking
or
about elected to be mayor, governor,
Nah, New Orleans president.
presidential?
Yeah, but you know it's New Orleans, so I ain't want to be like I ain't want to sound retarded and put president of New Orleans, but this is a like just thinking you president, but the country is New Orleans. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, fuck that. Be y'all do it. Be y'all call that lady mayor president. You heard me? I like that shit.
You heard? All right. So we're gonna start with Miss Ivy. Ivy, you ready for the first question?
No, I'm start with him. Start with him because I want to see what his flex is.
Okay.
I
Well,
want
Damn,
to see
hold
what
up.
his
But
flex
look,
is.
but
I'm
look, but
per
look.
calling Levy
request,
out
But
today.
hey, but hey,
per
I'm
request.
running behind. But look, I'm running behind, so I'm trying to get my setup right. You heard me? So it's
Um.
like, yeah, that's why I'm
Okay.
running
Well, I'll go
around the house,
first.
y'all.
I'll go
Yeah,
first.
I appreciate you, baby. Give me like 2 minutes and I got you. I promise you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
New Orleans. All right, Miss Ivy. New Orleans poverty rate is 22% higher than the national average and is at 12.5. This means 84.1 out of 367,000 people in New Orleans live below the poverty rate. If elected, how would you plan to change these numbers?
Um. Of course, we have our low income facilities already. But if need be, we can build more of those to instead of imprisoning the homeless population and having tent camps and tent areas, we will place them into those homes. But also, we don't sit there and give them something and not help them be able to keep and maintain that. So we will actually have to. I would give them. If they need more education, open up programs so they can get more education to be more suitable to get into the job force, the workforce. Now, if they have records that's crazy, we'll help them get those expunged. So we not only want to help them have a place to stay, we want them to be able to live comfortably and be able to earn income to sustain that and earn their way out of that, because some, you know what I'm saying, some people want to be able to go from there to owning homes and whatnot. So we're going to give them not only just a place to stay, but we're going to open up educational leads for them and job leads for them. So
Mm, okay. All right. Mr. Levy, you ready?
Yeah, bro, let roll.
All right. New Orleans poverty rate is 22.9%. That is the, I'm going to say, uh, the, no, I'm lying. 20, the poverty rate for the national average, right, is 12.5%. The poverty rate in New Orleans is 22.9%. That's almost double the national average. You see what I'm saying? This means that 84.1 of 367,000 people in New Orleans live below poverty rate. If elected, how do you plan to change these numbers?
Primarily we need jobs, right? And when I say jobs, I don't mean Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, rallies, all that there. We need real jobs, jobs that put people in the actual middle class and not keep them at or below the poverty line. So first thing I will really do is start looking at industry. What industries does New Orleans cater to? I mean, we got tourism, you know what I'm saying? We got the docks, the harbors, all that there you did. So we really just need to industrialize those things and start bringing more business to the city of New Orleans, so that way we can have higher paying jobs. Secondly, Louisiana is one of the other cities in, well, Louisiana as a whole is another one of those areas where we have privatized prisons, right?
Right.
Those privatized prisons are only enriching the people who own them. And I would demand that those prisons, depending on who's in those prisons, so let's say we got 60% of New Orleanians in Allen or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They need to give a kickback to those communities, since that is the bulk of their prison population, you did, because there's a reason why people from that locale are ending up in that prison. You know what I'm saying? So first thing is industry, revamping the industry, you know what I'm saying? Tourism, you know, the boating systems and all the other stuff like that, and then revamping of the industrial prison system in Louisiana as well. So
Okay.
And that was a whole
Okay.
freestyle. You
Levy,
heard me?
you do know you can buy stocks in the prison right now, right?
Yeah, I know, and I don't want to do that
I would
because of
for
who the
right
money go
now, I
back to.
would say do that. If you do want to invest in prisons, you can buy stocks inside the prisons. And
Yeah, I
then
know.
if we get together as a community and buy stocks inside that prison for those who want to be a knucklehead and go ahead and go into them prisons, and then you take that money that we get from them prisons and fund our children's educations and
No,
fund your college. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
with you.
So I was
The
thinking
issue with
about that.
that, yeah, the issue with that is like, because I've already looked into stuff like that, right? And the issue with that is we'll never be able to own enough stock in order to be able to be the majority and be decision makers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Yeah,
that's really
Yeah,
that's
we
where the
would. Cause
issue.
think about it like this. Think about it like this. How many of these parents told their children not raise their kids properly and told them not to commit crimes, and they went and committed crimes. And instead of putting money on their books, phones, you put it inside the stock. So that way you can fund, because we basically putting in stocks into the prisons when we're paying for our children's commissaries and phone calls and all this extra stuff. And instead of doing that, since you want to be hard headed, I'm gonna put it into the stock. And if every parent did that, a lot of us, if we talking about our children is the most in the prisons, if we did that, we basically gonna own majority of the shares. Think about it. If our children are the main ones winding up in these prisons, I
Yeah,
guarantee, to be honest with you, if
but
we
people in
had more
poverty don't buy
stocks inside the
stocks.
prisons, they wouldn't even lock our kids up like that.
But
Think about
people in poverty don't invest in stocks though. You know what I'm saying? Like they
it.
just
Because
don't.
we
Like
not taught
our
that. We're
kids,
not taught
right?
that.
Right, but what I'm saying is like that would be a conversation that would have to start so early in childhood development, just the education of how finances and things like that work, the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular IRA, like all these types of conversations would literally have to begin, you know what I'm saying,
you
But
wouldn't
at
it's
add that
according to
as a
where your
curriculum?
children, but it is
Would you?
according to where your
Okay.
children going to school at.
You wouldn't
I would
Because
add
add
that
a
as a
mind you,
curriculum?
where I'm at, they learn economics in high school.
they
But
took
Yeah.
that
down
out
here,
of
they're
all
not
these
teaching
parents.
you
Yeah.
economics
But
in
they
high
took that
school.
out. They took out economics. They took out civics. You did. They take
Facts.
out a lot of the things that would actually benefit us in the real world. And now, only thing that benefit, I tell my son this, the only thing that benefits you now with the public school system is science, math, and reading. All that other shit, I don't give a fuck if you learn
See,
that. You
and
can
that's
flunk
why
all that shit.
but that's up to us parents to go up there to them schools and let them know we want our kids to be taught. Because if we're not involved, they get to do what they want to do. Because our children need that. Why over here? Because mind you, I was living in another part of Texas, and their schooling did not teach economics. And here, my kids can get a degree coming out of high school. But in the other area I was living in, because this area kind of privatized, you know what I'm saying? But the area that I was living in, they more more government based. We fund our own here. They government based, so they don't offer degrees with these kids leaving out of high school, which they should, because the pricing y'all have, and if you think about economics and how they're raising the economy, you should be letting these children leave out of high school with a degree if that's what you're requiring for them to get the payola to even pay these prices. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, we need to fight for economics being taught in high school because they're doing it here. And I feel like that's ridiculous that it's not being taught in high school and degrees are not offered in high school if that's what you're requiring for us to
I
have for the
mean, to be
income maker.
honest, to be honest, like, and I can only speak on New Orleans because I went to Orleans Parish public schools. You hear me? So I can only speak on that. You did. I know that they treated like if you went to Cabrini or one of them privatized schools or whatever, you didn't have this problem. But Orleans Parish public schools, they was prisons. If we just being real, you know what I'm saying? They just wanted to house you niggas
Yeah,
for
I
six
graduated
to
from out
seven
there.
hours.
I
Yeah,
did
they
my
just wanted to
high
house
school.
y'all.
I did my elementary, middle school, and high school in New Orleans. But
Yeah,
when Katrina hit, I did my college out here, and I seen a total difference in the education. That's the only reason
because it
why
is
I
different.
miss home like heck. But for my kids to have a better outcome, it would have been better for their education is to be out here, because hell no, half our schools didn't even have the books. You didn't even have the books. I'm learning off um, movies and videos and doing essays on that. Where's the books? So it's a I'm not gonna blame it totally on the educational system to where it's stopping me from digging more. You know what I'm saying? Because you know if they screwing you with educational now, while we fighting for them to change the educational system out there, we do have the option to go dig for information ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
we can't.
advise
Like, there's no
parents.
excuses these days. Like, and I tell that to
Yeah,
my another
everything
thing
is
I
at
tell
our
my son.
fingertips now.
Everything is online. You heard me? Like, you can learn
Everything
how
is
to
on the
build a fucking
online. Do y'all
rocket
have a
ship
Barnes
online
and
if you want.
Nobles? Do y'all have a Barnes and Nobles out there
What, in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta? Hell yeah.
in Atlanta, New Orleans?
Yeah, they
In New
got one.
Orleans, they have one in Kenner, huh? I think they got one in Kenner.
If y'all, I
Yeah,
promise you,
I
get
think they
get on
got
the
one.
get you a membership card with them, so you can get your points back. But go in there in Barnes and Nobles, they have everything you need in there. When I tell you, I went and got me a membership for my kids because they finna join college, so I got them the SAT books. I got them the SAT 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know what I'm saying, to get them ready for college. They in high school learning SAT work for college. You see what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and get them books from Barnes and Nobles. They have them already stepped up. So, baby, I'm not gonna wait on you to teach my child. I'm gonna go ahead and teach my child ahead of the game. So when they're getting in class, they're not struggling or they're not losing interest because they already in there breezing through it. Or I took my free time. You ain't playing this game. Game time on the weekend. School work during the week. And if you bored, come get one of these books off the shelf and get to work. So you can
But
go
look
ahead and
at but look
plan.
at but look at how different societies treat their educational system, right? So in America, we teach our kids from kindergarten on up through 12th grade how to be part of the system, right? It's really so you could join the workforce. You could have the basic math, basic reading, basic shit, so that way you could go join the workforce. You heard me? That's
Mhm.
what our whole capitalist society is based on. You go to
And the
China,
real stuff is in
you go
college.
to,
You got to pay for
but
that.
look, but not even that, but no, but not even college. You did. You go to China. You did. You go to Norway, Germany. Man, them kids is learning robotics. Them kids is fluent in two, three different languages before they even get to high
See, and
school.
that's
You
the
heard me?
thing. Like, my kids, they wanna go to Thailand and stuff to get educated. And me personally, from having my experience in college here, opposed to my friends that branched out and went to, you know what I'm saying, went to other locations to take up history and everything else. And I'm like, the stuff that they teaching them out there is the truth. They teaching us what they want us to know out here. So I'm getting my bread together right now so I can send all of these to outsource colleges. You could
Mm.
do a little here, but I want you to do a little in multiple places. Don't pick one spot, neither Thailand. I want you to go to Roehampton Island College up in Africa. I want you to go different places and get, you know what I'm saying, and travel and enjoy things. But America just not gonna do it just one and not just one country neither. Like you said, there's many places. So
So yeah,
get y'all money right so we can send these babies off to get the education. You know what I'm saying? The
thanks,
education.
thanks. All right, so boom. Levin, we gonna start with you on this one. It's the next one. You hear me? New Orleans is one of the in the top 5 of tourist attractions in the United States, but we are 50th in we are 50th in the place to live column, and we have the most dangerous police force in the world. The most dangerous police force in the world. You see what I'm saying?
I can believe
If
that.
if elected, how would you change those facts?
Nigga. All right, so back up one more time. I want you to repeat that question one more time because I need a little bit more seconds to formulate my answer. You heard me? Because that nigga.
Now, we are 50th in the most places wanted to be lived. We are
Right.
50, but we in the top 5 of tourist attractions. You see what I'm saying? Um, Damn, what was the question?
No, I got you. I know where you was going with it. I just wanted to hear that statistic one more time. So for
Oh, and
starters,
we have the most dangerous police force in the world, not the United States, in the world.
so let me start with with the police component of that question first and foremost, you dig? So for starters, we need police funding. And the funding needs to go towards education, proper policing, proper equipment, and things of that nature. I'm really a proponent of non-lethal force. I don't think that every call out somebody need to be reaching for the Glock, you hear me, and all that you did. We need less lethal options, flashbangs, you know, what they call them, the non-lethal guns where you can shoot somebody and it just fuck them up. It don't actually kill them and all other type shit you dig.
The
So
rubber
I
bullets.
think that yeah, rubber. Thank you, bro. Rubber bullets you did situations like that because every situation don't necessarily call for an actual bullet. You understand? So we need to invest in training. Predominantly because if we being honest, the areas that are being policed by NOPD the worst, they might need the police in the worst, but since they already have the mentality that hey, all these niggas is animals, you know what I'm saying? It shoot first. And it I mean it just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Secondly, they're understaffed. So the police are overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying?
Not
Because
anymore.
you could.
Not anymore. They got the state troopers down here, and they got the feds, and they have. And I want you to
I'm
comment
talking.
on.
Well, I'm only speaking. Well, I'm only speaking on NOPD. Like I understand they outsource some of that stuff, but I don't. I'm not a fan of outsourcing it primarily
Exactly.
because they're
Yeah.
not
Speak
investing.
on that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because they not it like the and state troopers and all them other people who come from other parts. Like New Orleans is not Louisiana. You heard
Exactly.
me? Like it's two different animals. You heard me? It's two different cultures. Like yeah, we might both have crawfish, but it's different. You dig? Like so it's really just a mentality. I would rather somebody who was born in my neighborhood police my neighborhood. You heard me? You
Yeah.
invested in this neighborhood and then you came up here. And in order for that to happen, you got to pay these people properly. You got to train them properly, you dig? And you got to incentivize these people to want to be police. At coming up, being a police officer was a job of last resort. The only niggas who went to the police department was either it was a family thing, you went to the military, and once you got out, you couldn't find no other job, so you became a police, or you couldn't find no other employment, so you went to work at OPP or at the sheriff's office or something you did, and you transition like that. Niggas didn't go to high school and be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a police, boy, we'll bush you out here. You heard me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole mentality, you dig? It's a whole mentality surrounding that. Now, I think that directly correlates to making it a better place to live because it becomes a better place to live when you have proper policing. You know what I'm saying? People aren't afraid to go jogging at 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? People aren't afraid to allow their kids to go around the corner to the block party and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it just creates a different environment and creates a culture of inclusivity. You know what I'm saying? And people aren't scared to just move around. I ain't got to be at the gas pump with my burner out, you dig, just in case a nigga trying to take my car. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? So I think if New Orleans could get proper policing, and obviously this ain't one size fits all, you heard me? But if we could get proper policing, start doing the proper things, the fund education properly, you know what I'm saying, and put the money where it actually belongs, because New Orleans is a corrupt city. We all know it, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? And get the bad seeds out of it. I mean, it would definitely turn it around. Because I look at New Orleans like I look at Jamaica. You hear me? Like I love going to Montego Bay. I love going to the Grill. I love Ocho Rio. You hear me? But I never live in that bitch, dog. You
Right.
hear me? I never lit up. One of the main reasons I left the city is because every time I come up a little bit, something happened and knock me back down. You hear me?
Right.
So it's like it made sense for me to get out and start rocking with start basically building myself up from the ground up where I didn't have interference from people who knew me. You hear me?
Right.
And I mean, I hate to say it, but it worked. If I'd have stayed in New Orleans, bro, I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably be dead, son, to be honest. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right. Thanks. Thanks. Good one. Good. Good one. All right, Miss Ivy, you need me to extra question over?
No, I'm finna be a little conspiracy theory and a little
mm,
factual.
here we
Uh-oh. Here
go.
we
We
go.
ain't 30 minutes in. I be shit.
Here we go.
What I would do
Mhm.
is stop misfunding and misplacing New Orleans money. Okay, like you said, it's a tourist attraction, so we get the money that we need for the police force. We do. We get enough money to fix those streets. We get enough money, but what we do is we funnel that money to these communities. These communities, y'all. When I tell you it's still KKK man's land, when I tell you wherever, if we was to move whole New Orleans and take every citizen from New Orleans, the middle parts of New Orleans from the 17th to the and move us somewhere else, it will be the same problem. And they move all these people to New Orleans, I guarantee you're gonna see lofts and all kind of condos and whatnots. That money is not being placed where it's supposed to be at. So my first move would be going look into your finances. Okay. And I'm gonna put that money into the police force where it needs to be at, fixing the streets, making sure that there's not impoverished areas inside of New Orleans. If we can fix a whole new Superdome, we can do what we need to do for the rest of the community. You know what I'm saying? And for the police force, I will be baby, what you're gonna do is get some drug testing going. I'm gonna start drug testing y'all every month. That drug test better come up clear. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna want me to be in. Y'all don't want me to run drug tests better be clear. Cause what I heard last time was the mice was eating the contraband. That's a lie. Y'all seen the movie with that? No. I'm gonna need y'all to stop taking and being illegal. You cannot be a person for justice, but you taking the contraband, either redistributing it or doing it. That's the only thing that suits for the last speech y'all made about our contraband being eaten by mice. Okay. And we're gonna get some schooling for you officers. Just like they say, blank bullets, you sure right. You sure right. Blank bullets is our first option. If it should be for the regular citizens to shoot blanks first, you should be shooting blanks first. Now, if they don't get it from them blanks, then I understand you going to the next level. But blanks, yes. But education for them is a must. They must have a level that is not just tactical, how to do tactical force. Not just that. I'm gonna need to make sure you have went to how level your schooling education is too. Because baby, we we know equations. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, half the situations we have in around the world, half of them ain't educated as they need to be, because none of that stuff is adding up. So we're gonna make sure they're educated first so they can get the tactical education I'm fenced to give them to be out here. And just like Levy said, I'm agree with Levy. Nobody should be policing an area they don't live in. They should not at all. What how can you connect with how can you connect with the people in that area if you don't live there? You're not gonna care nothing about them. And that'll lead into a whole nother bracket. You know I'm finna get to, Levy, with anything in our community that does not you don't live in. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, me and him conversed with a few things, but I had to go conspiracy theory wise, because baby, that money, New Orleans make the money for it to be better than that, but it's getting shipped other places to make sure other people live, you know, live like they have tourist attractions.
Facts. All right, potholes, right? It's been some potholes in New Orleans for all the people's lives. The streets and the highways are one of the least favorable to drive on in the United States. What are you gonna do about the potholes if elected? Let's start with you, Adam.
I basically answered it with the other one: misfunding of the money. Stop misfunding the money. We have the money. We have, like you said, it's a tourist attraction, so we make that money. And I promise you, like, it's not a season people come out just for Mardi Gras. It's people come there often. So we do have the funding to fix those streets. When I tell you I came down there to bury my auntie baby and my whole van went in the pothole, I was trapped. Trapped in the dungeon. It's not happening. So take our money and fund it where it needs to go, and stop taking the money that New Orleans make and sending it other places, and fix our roads. We have it. I promise you, if they let me up in them offices and I do the calculations on this funding, y'all gonna be real mad with me. I'm gonna come straight to peanut page and be like, "Oh, I'm about to spill the tea."
Yeah.
We get it.
And piggybacking off what Ivy said, you did just because I'm assuming you was going to ask me the same question. All right. So we need to stop privatization of shit that our local government should be doing. I'm gonna repeat that. We need to stop privatization of shit that our local government should be doing. Meaning, we should not be hiring our homeboy. Like if I become, you know what I'm saying, superintendent over sewage and water board, I should not be hiring my little homie company to fix no potholes just because he won the bid or I gave him the bid or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That shit should be the money should be funneled back into the government, right? And the government, we should have departments dedicated within our own city governments to fix our city problems. You hear me? Because what ends up happening is we get these companies that come from out of city, out of state. You hear me? And they come and they say, "Hey, we'll fix it for this amount of money," right? And then they go over budget. Like for instance, they just stopped the toll bridges. They just stopped that. That shit just got rid of. They got rid of that a couple of years ago. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? We been paying 30 years for bridges. You know what I'm saying? That niggas have overpaid for decades. You heard me? There's generations of families that been paying $2 to get crossed between the East Bank and the West Bank. You heard me?
For
Like
real.
just little simple common sense shit like that you did. Because if we being honest, bro, if you want to get rich, the first thing you need to do is run for office.
Mm.
Let's
Uh,
keep it a bean. How many broke congressmen you know, son?
Not
How
to
many broke
mention,
people?
look, not to mention some of these that's giving them money to play us and play us out our money and our funding because that's exactly what's going
you
on.
gotta have money just for the campaign.
Yeah, and that's what creates a problem because you end up being in the pockets of somebody who got some bread and now you under their control. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? That's why niggas fucked with Trump when he first ran. Cause niggas was like, man, that boy can't be bought. He already worth a couple B's. You heard me? So
Right.
that boy can't be bought. And that was the whole law with him. You heard me? Versus you look at a nigga like what his name is, Bernie Sanders. You heard me?
Yeah.
Niggas respected the fuck out Bernie because Bernie was like, man, I ain't got a big old crib and all that. But as soon as that boy started running for president, that boy wrote a book. That boy got on some of them boards, you heard me? That boy went got him some bread. You dig? You ain't
Right.
heard nothing from Bernie said. Bernie said, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna sit back here, brother, and I'm gonna collect
Right.
this check. You heard me? Y'all do that. I'm good.
Yeah.
Y'all do that over there. You heard me? So it's like if we really want to fix these problems, bro, we have to take out the incentive to enrich yourself or even the ability to enrich yourself just by becoming a part of the government, dog. No civil servant should be able to make more than 6 figures a year.
Y'all,
Right.
in the meantime, y'all hear this, our youth, y'all hear that? In the meantime, so we could bust it down, y'all go on get into them politics, get your education, get your politics, so you get up in some of that.
You hear me? Because that's the easiest way. I'm not gonna say easy because it's not easy to get into politics. But if you can articulate well, you look halfway decent. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you can go and make you some money, dog. And it's sad that it's like that. You hear me? It's sad that it's like that, dog. But if you really look at, if you really there's what 400 some odd seats in the in the Senate in Congress in the Senate. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of them niggas broke, dog.
Mhm.
Now one on everybody worth mid 6 figures plus, bro. Every
Right.
single one of them, dog. And the reason
Right.
you know that,
That's
and
true.
the reason you know that, because all of them declared it, all of them have to disclose their taxes. Trump the only one who ain't been on that. You heard me? He the only one who ain't been on that. But everybody else is disclosing exactly how much they make a
Oh,
year,
I've
bro.
been all in their business and what they funding, baby, and who funding them. Oh, baby, it get juicy when you get up in there. If you any kind of messy, use your messy to be and knows it, be messy and knows in the right place. Go looking into these people pockets and
Boy,
who
you'll be
funding who.
surprised. You'll be surprised what you can find just by using the Google. You heard me?
Mm.
And then the
Thanks.
thing, and then the crazy
Everything
part
is
about
open.
it.
Everything is
And
public record.
And
Everything is
and
public.
that's what I was about to say. The crazy thing about it is when it comes down to our government is a lot more transparent than we give them credit for. It's just you
It
got to
just
know where to
don't look.
look. You got to know where to look because they might because this is the thing. Niggas be arguing over bills, legislation, and all that other shit you did. Oh, they tried to do this, that, and the third. But niggas don't be realizing them bills be hundreds of pages long.
Facts.
The average person, even the people on Congress who help get that shit passed, them niggas don't read that shit, bro. Them niggas get bullet points of what them bills be saying, and they be like, all right, look, I'm fucking with that. Let's go ahead and vote yes for that. Or vote no for that. You heard me? But the actual meat and potatoes in the bill, bro, that should be hundreds on top of hundreds on top of hundreds of pages long, bro. And it's done like that on purpose, right? It's done like that on purpose because the average person will be unable to read through all of that. And not
Right.
only read through all of it, understand it and be able to articulate a rebuttal to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's another reason why, personally, and I'm gonna get into my conspiracy theorist bag, Ivy. You hear me? This is one reason why I feel like they dumb down our education, because if they dumb down our education and the true high level education is only reserved for private institutions,
Mm-hmm.
you keep all of the knowledge within a select group of people. You know what I'm saying? We not the books that I had at Reed and Colvin and Lawless, dog, them books was older than my mom and them, you hear me?
Uh, for real.
So it's like they are withholding the information and making it privy only to a certain select group of people, you dig? And that's how you retain, not only retain, but also control what knowledge is being dispersed upon the world, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's chess, not
Fact,
checkers. And them niggas been playing chess for 1,000 years, you hear me?
fact, fact. Ivy, you want rebuttal before we go on to the next one? You got something to add?
What was the question again? Because he went into conspiracy theory, and I got
Nah, it's the same. We never moved on. You look like you had wanted to add something before we go.
no. He was hitting it on the nail, and I was over here getting happy because I like
Right.
conspiracy theory, and they try to say like conspiracy theory be from the cuckoo. No, some of this stuff be from logical people and people who have gotten hold of some information, and they be just juicy in their mouth. They just be want to tell people, but people don't be listening. Baby, these people playing chess and not checkers. So for the say we gonna play these people game, we got to try to obtain the knowledge that they have. Don't run
Right.
away from knowledge, baby, because they're gonna run laps around you. Just like he said, oh, it's too much to read. Let me give y'all a hint. It's a setting on your computer to read out whatever on the screen for you. So you can go on, download that and get into them bills and get it to read it to you. Okay.
Fact.
We gonna get
And
it.
yeah, I'm gonna add to it too. It's a saturation of information out now. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much like Levy said, you could Google everything, and you know what I'm saying, and do the whoop. But I think that from the saturation of it, it's hard to find, but it's right in your face. It's right under your nose,
It's overwhelming.
yeah. And it's like
It's
it's so
overwhelming.
much to take in and look at, and this and that some people ain't even thinking about this shit because it's so much more. Like the woke people, they might be worried about it, but they on some more other shit. And then the conspiracy theories, you know what I'm saying? They two different people. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of information that's available that'll keep you I guess occupied from that. But everything, yeah, everything is people too busy Googling people network though. That's the first problem. That's the first problem. You see what I'm saying? But it is public record. You know what I'm saying? You can see their tax return. Like really, they have to do that. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends on where you get the information from. So, but they not really hiding nothing. Well, you know, they might hide the cash, but everything that's recorded from any businesses or anything they did off of agreement or out their job as a councilman or whatever they did.
Or whatever, like any level of
Yeah,
government. Just like
they
Clarence Thomas
have.
just got in trouble. Clarence
Yeah,
Thomas, the Supreme Court justice, just got in trouble because he didn't disclose that he had received gifts from somebody who his wife was fundraising with. You heard me? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And they had legislation that they ruled on that that person that he received the gifts from was directly tied to. Like that shit is a conflict of fucking interest, bro.
facts,
But
facts.
they don't want to talk about that type of shit, you did. Because look, what they did, they swept that shit right under the rug. You heard me? You ain't heard nothing else about that. You heard me? You ain't heard
That's
nothing
kind
else
of what
about that
happened to
shit. And
Big
then my
Dig.
mama, and then the crazy part is my mama know Clarence Thomas personally. She used to work for that nigga when she worked for the FCC 40 years ago. You heard
Mhm.
me? And that nigga was grimy and fuck back then, you dig? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Grimy and fuck. So all we doing is put niggas who already got the wrong type of mentality in these high level positions. And what you think gonna happen once they get there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
So that was gonna be my banger to end off me running New Orleans. I was gonna clean them out,
you gonna drain the
and
swamp out of it?
drain the swamp because it's a lot of old money. They got some old money off some old treacherous shit, and they still running things. You understand what I'm saying? And I'd have cleaned out the swamp. And I guarantee you, put in people who are humanitarians. This stuff, I mean, I'm not trying to pocket no money. I care about the little children. And I'm not going to ride up the street in a goddamn Benz. And this child is right here. I know what I'm looking at this child because I came from what you came from. So I see the look in your eyes. I'm not going to look at that look in your eyes and pass you in a Benz. No, because I know what you about to do. I'm just to make sure I ain't drive. I'll drive a Honda for the rest of my life, baby. Let me make sure you got your shoes and stuff for school. And then, because think about it. We talking about the first solution of getting these people off the streets and this, that, and the third, but you ain't giving them no way to survive. Within, you gonna give them a roof over their head, and how they gonna eat, how they gonna make sure their kids have what they need, so the kids won't feel like they need to go get a job before they finish their education. See, that's the trap they put us in. We gotta figure out what we gonna eat the night, how we gonna eat the night, instead of at home schooling our kids, putting our kids through, you know what I'm saying, through higher education, this, that, and the third. So my objective is to knock all that out the business, out the park, and make it easy for y'all. And back to the solution of that, like we claim about welfare and this, that, and the third. Welfare is not enough. You want to be honest with me? When I had to go through this bull crap with somebody on TikTok or whatever, I had to go through what they offer people from state to state for welfare. That ain't even enough for these mothers to sustain. And if you think about the elderly, the Social Security they get and the retirement they get, that's not even enough to sustain them. And the food stamps that they do give the elderly, that's not enough for them neither. The dietary that they need to have, especially in our Black community with the health issues they have, diabetes, this, that, and the third. When I tell you I get down to how they gotta eat, how they gotta take care of themselves, $200 not enough. You know what I'm saying? So we can get.
I would get rid of welfare personally.
And what would be your substitute for that?
Well, you know what? Let me take that back. I'm not saying I would get rid of welfare as a whole, you heard me? But like I would create a system where you would have to put into the system in order to be able to get anything out of it. Similar to how Social Security
you
is.
are. Right? If nobody
I'm saying something
welfare,
similar.
Nobody
no,
on
that's
welfare.
What I'm saying.
I don't know.
Hold up. Wait, let him cook. Go ahead, let me.
It's a few places.
Wait, hold up.
No,
I was
so like,
how would you replace? You see what I'm saying? Like you see, you already answered that.
What the thing is? Well, all right. So let's just look at this from, and I'm gonna speak on this because I've been all over the world. You heard me? Like all over the world, right? America and the Europe, and not even really Europe to an extent, you did, but America is really one of the only countries, the only modernized country that basically incentivizes people to not work hard, where you can get something without putting anything into it. You can feed off, because they have people manipulating the system, and then the people who actually are putting into it. And I'm speaking more to middle class, not the rich motherfuckers. I'm speaking more to the people who will make it between 35 and 100K a year. Those are the people who are really being penalized the most. That's why the middle class is hard to go from middle to anywhere in the upper class, you dig? So for me, I just feel like when you have a system that caters to people who aren't really going to put anything back into it, you dig, you have a failing system. Because let's be honest, people, and look, and I'm guilty of this as well. I got family members that are guilty of this as well. You start off in that welfare system, you're born into it, right? And then it ends up being generational. You heard me? We shouldn't have generations of family from the Noya. There shouldn't be three generations of families from the Noya. It should have been maybe grandma.
So what's
and then
your
grandma.
Solution? Because to be honest with you, other countries, you were saying other countries, but other countries get free healthcare. I can name a bunch of countries who get free healthcare. They get incentivized housing. They don't have poverty like we have, because they get incentivized housing. They actually get government assistance. They're not sitting up there putting back into the system. It's places where these people.
But they are though. But they are though,
What are
because if
they
you look at
doing?
no, I'm about to tell you. So like when you look at modernized countries that have healthcare, right? They have free healthcare. We're looking at Canada, we're looking at Germany, we're looking at Iceland, we're looking at Normandy, we're looking at
Africa,
well,
Africa.
certain spots in Africa. Yeah, we're looking at spots like that. So where does that money come from? Right? We have to really look at where's this money that is funneling all of this free healthcare actually coming from. If we're being
Africa,
honest,
they come from the natural resources of the place that they at.
precisely. So you got Africa, you got oil, you got gold, you got, you know what I'm saying, other things that they are importing
So
and exporting out of those.
what America has? Because we supposed to be the highest pumping country, better than everybody
America,
else. So we
it
should
used
have
to
free
be,
everything.
it used to be still. Let's back up. At first, it was slaves. It was niggas.
Right,
It started
right.
off as niggas. It transitioned from niggas to still. From
Okay, so
still, it went to the.
if niggas was
Well, no, I'm
the
just trying to
cream
tell
of
you
the
how it
crop that built
transitioned.
the United States, right? So why don't you have free everything if this country was built on niggas? Why don't you
We
have free everything?
should, but we should. I mean, and I'm not gonna say we should have free everything. You know what I'm saying?
I
I don't
mean, you
necessarily.
should have at least 400 years. However long slavery lasted, you should have at least that many years of free shit. So to
But
help us
taking,
get, we
but
shouldn't be
taking,
paying
but
taxes
taking what
so
we
we can
supposed to
catch
get,
up to
but
where they
taking what we
going.
supposed to get out of the equation. Let's just
I'm
look
a,
at it from a completely equal standard. I know it's not equal. I'm not, but I'm just saying it just to make the argument fair. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's equal. Think about it. They got free labor out of us for umpteen years. We should
but
be able to get free shit out of them for umpteen years. Free labor, free. So you just get they just merged us
But that's
together.
gonna always be an issue because the white people that's alive now, what's they gonna say? They're gonna be like, "Hey, I ain't had nothing to do with
The
that
white
shit."
people that was alive now was alive back then. When I told you clean out the swamps of Louisiana and clean out the swamps of all these states, when I tell you I just saw an old crumpled man walking up to me on his campaign. You understand what I'm saying? He waved my truck down and I spit up the gas because I know who you are. You see what I'm saying? You are some of them people. I live in a nice area, okay? And these are people who don't think that they could be bought down, okay? Bought down to square one because they know they got their dirty money. Some of these people been alive since those times. Those times went far from now. They still living off of our backs right now and passing it to their generation to generation. And we squared off. You just said we coming from generation of housing to housing. But what other do you have than that housing to housing? And if you calculate how pitiful that housing is, when I tell you
No,
it's
it
conducive
is.
to health issues,
You
mold,
should want to
lead.
not, but you should also want to not even be in that condition. You heard me? You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? It
But
ends
exactly.
up being a
what are they
mentality.
giving? What are they giving? What are they giving? Because to me, it should be umpteen
What
years
is
of free
that? All right,
college
so
too.
Ivan,
What are
you
they
have to
giving? You
ask.
see how I said I would give the housing to the people, but I will also give them education. Give them education. I'm not gonna sit there and charge them for the education. Now, if I bring up 400 years of free labor, I would like 400 years of free college. Free college, not elementary school, middle school. All that's free already. That's what everybody else getting too. I want that
But
many
that's
years of
still
free
different.
college.
Going to John Mack a lot different than if you going to Brother Martin. You heard me?
Man,
It's still, even
But
though it's
but at
public,
the
it's
same
still a
time, like
different tier of education.
you
but
right, just like you're right, because we just mentioned that, like I said, they're giving degrees and everything in this area, but the other area I was living in, they weren't even giving none of that. You see what I'm saying? So it's as you see, it's segregated. I told you I live in a nice freaking area. And I also seen an old 3K type of man walking up this neighborhood. But in that other area, it's mixed. You know what I'm saying? Mostly Latina and black. So we don't have the degree program now. And this is also privatized, this area. You see what I'm saying? So we do have the slick slide segregation still going on. People just think that this stuff just disappeared. No, it didn't. So if we scratch off the illusion that they had going on us, then we would have to go from the slave days on to now what you owe me, not what you gave, the illusion of what you gave me, because it's still redlining, it's still segregation. I can only send my kids so many places due to my zip code. That's still redlining. That's still, you know what I'm saying, segregation in somewhat form of fashion. With
Hmm.
schools that are different right here in my area also. So we're not getting a fair shot, whether we think so or not.
No,
And
we
these
not.
people
No,
are
I
still
completely
running
agree.
everything. with the three
Yeah,
Ks.
I
I'm not
completely
saying
agree.
all these
But
people.
one thing that keeps black people down is the mentality though. You hear me? Like, and we really have
And
to
that's what I was
address
saying.
that.
That's what I was about to say. What is that person? What is that person doing for him or herself and their family? Like, are you just sitting around waiting on the help to pay the bills and to put the food in the refrigerator and to give you the
But
money
you know
every
what?
month? Or
But
are
it's
you
still
going?
unfair because think about it. Think about it. It is the mentality. The mentality is two family homes is not a thing anymore. And why two family homes is not a thing no more? It's not because of welfare, because welfare, two families can be on the welfare. It's the mentality of the man and the woman. Somehow y'all don't see value in each other. You don't see that you have to be loyal to each other. You don't see that you have to treat each other like some type of value. So when you birth your kids, you see value in those kids and see that they deserve better. See us seeing value in each other, not ownership of each other, not seeing each other as less than these other people. Because actually, I didn't heard it. I'm like, what in the freak is happening? Do you know when you disgrace the black woman or the black man, you disgracing yourselves? So these people are laughing at y'all because you don't see value in yourselves. And when you put it on the social media that you don't see value in yourselves, they know your kids is up for grabs. So until we start seeing value in each other, helping each other get what we need to get at and honor each other word. I mean, like some of y'all hear what people have to say and then you just never mind it because whatever you have going on in your mind. But if somebody gives you a warning or trying to help you, hand you information instead of a gun, hand you a book instead of drugs, somebody hands you money, what you gonna do with that money? You see what I'm saying? Because I done handed some youth some money and I seen them now and they done went to school and everything off of an ID. I helped them get an ID and now she's in college. You see what I'm saying? So what you gonna do with it? So it is if I hand you send you to the water, would you drink it? You see what I'm saying? So it's due to us, our mentality, what we would hand our youth, what we're handing our youth, because we can't sit there and blame the youth and say, oh, because it's a world that was created before they came here. I feel so bad for the youth because the standard that was set for them, the stereotype of the man and the black woman, they have to live that.
And that's what I was about to say. What y'all think? And this off topic, right? But I just started this when you said that. This back and forth of the black man and the black woman, right? These people have kids. These people have kids with social media, right? What do you think the type of effect that? And it's not. I don't. I don't know if I see it in person because there's no way to display unless a situation happens. So I don't know if it's just on social media and that's what the algorithm is, you see what I'm saying? Or it's the black man. Like, what you think the kids thinking? You see what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, my
It's
daughter,
in real life
my son
because
16.
They
mind
not
you, you're a
thinking
married
anything.
man, you're a married man, and you're a married man. I'm out here. I'm out here in these streets. And then I'm hearing what my kids have to deal with. Like, actually, this was to attack the kids, to be honest with you. But it's lingering from the adults to the kids. These kids are on social media. Right now, my girls are looking at boys like ugh, because they're online saying disgraceful shit. And then I'm noticing that it's taking an impact on my daughter's self-esteem. Like they're hearing men that look like them trash them. And it's like, oh, mama, I don't want to deal with them. Mama, you know what I'm saying? I can't deal with that. It's unattractive, first off. And then second of all, it's embarrassing and it's degrading. So it's impacting the youth. And all I can do is say focus on your education. Because me personally, I don't suit for my daughters to date until they get in college. You meet a man that
Do
got
you
something
show
to
them
lose,
what
just
the
like you
female
got something
say
to
as
lose, and
well?
boom, huh?
Do you show them what the female say as well?
They seeing it all. Men and women attacking each other online. They see both of it. You see what I'm saying? So what because they're grown. Like I said, I got a 20-something-year-old, a 18-year-old, and a 19-year-old. They seeing this shit. My other kids, they into Roblox and kitty shit. They not watching this. But my oldest daughters are. And they watching the femicide rate. So they staying out the way. Which I love that. Because I already told them your husband is in college. You see what I'm saying? I didn't say your husband is in these streets. Sorry. But your husband is in college because he has something to lose. He has direction and he has motive. So he's not gonna fuck up his life impregnating you or anything because he got a direction he going into. And
Tyreek got
you ain't gonna mess
father
up
went to
because the
college
money I'm
too.
paying for you to go to college. You ain't gonna mess this money up. You know what I'm saying? But and the intelligence is there. You see what I'm saying? I always tell people to check IQs because stupid people do stupid things, but educated people gonna be calculating that shit. Like, what's the outcome of every move I make? You know what I'm saying? And they gonna overthink things. Like, baby, they're gonna be asking you what you got plans for in the future, and he gonna be asking you the same thing. And y'all in college taking up whatever y'all taking up, and y'all gonna support each other in that endeavor. You see what I'm saying? So right now, they ain't even looking into that. And I keep my boys. That's the thing. I'm gonna keep my boys. Their wives is in college too. Don't bring me home one of these things. I'm talking about money, lots. No. Babe, I'm gonna need your wife to come out
One
of
thing I
college
will
with
say though, college isn't a guarantee that
Fact,
somebody ain't gonna be on some bullshit.
fact.
You heard me?
That is not.
me.
You know what I'm
No, I'm
saying?
saying, like, think about it. Think about it. You got people mispronouncing fucking words. They don't, when they watching politics, they don't know what the politician just said. They vocabulary is so damn low that they would vote for the wrong person, or they would be in with the wrong crowd. Like, this nigga likes to hang on the block and chill on the block. You're gonna either go in that direction or you're gonna go with some, because honestly, to tell you, sororities and people that that's in there, they become somebody, and these are your friends. You see what I'm saying? Them people become politicians. Some people become, you know what I'm saying? You linked up with them from college. Y'all became friends. When I tell you your friend group become different and your mate become different, your odds of doing stupid shit is very low. Now you do have to watch for the sorority parties and make sure you don't become an alcoholic in a you know what I'm saying, a party. I told him about
I
that
just
already.
I'm a be honest. Because I mean, I obviously I got a 16-year-old and I also mentor other young men, right? So I just tell them when it comes down to dating, date somebody who is the yin to your yang. You know what I mean? I don't care about the whole college shit because honestly, I am I'm one of them niggas. I'm a provider male. I feel like if my wife didn't want to work, she wouldn't have to type shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I don't necessarily feel like I would have found my wife in college because why you gonna rack up all that
That's you
student
though.
loan that gets up? No, but I'm just saying this is what a lot of men are thinking though. I'm just trying to give you another perspective on it. You heard me? So like a lot of men are just like, oh, all right, why would I meet my wife in college if I want her to basically not necessarily be a housewife, but take care of the kids, nurture the kids, and be my support system and help me walk in my purpose type shit. It
That's a
don't
housewife. Don't say that.
that's not necessarily a housewife. It's
It's
not
a
necessarily a
housewife
housewife.
because and that's the thing. Like,
If I just got you
I
barefoot
hate
and
the fact
pregnant,
that we look at that as something little and belittling, because
oh,
actually
it's not
being a
belittling at
housewife
all.
is a kicker asser job. A lot of people don't have the mental to do it. We're doctors, nurses, chefs, goddamn dry cleaners, we everything. So that job don't get the recognition that it's supposed to. So it's nothing
I
wrong
agree.
with saying she's a housewife, because that's a job that a lot of people can't handle. You understand what I'm saying? That's big dog jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be behind four walls just to doing. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to being outside mingling and tangling. And so, if she's a housewife, give her that big dog title. That's a big dog title. Okay. I'm a woman to tell you
Yeah,
that shit'll drive you crazy. So if a woman could do that, she's a soldier. Okay. She's a soldier.
yeah. I just for
All
me,
right.
I just try to tell these young men just find somebody that can be the yin to your yang. I'm not necessarily because I'm not I don't believe in that 50-50 shit. I don't think it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got different duties. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got different duties. I might do shit better than you in this way. You might do shit better than me in this way. So having a true 50-50 situation is just an impossibility. I think anybody looking for that, they off their rocker. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that social media is the worst thing that could have happened to these kids because especially when you deal with single parent households, and this isn't specific to single mothers or single fathers, but just single parent households that don't allow their kids to see a true interaction between a man and a woman and how a woman's supposed to love a man and how a man's supposed to love a woman. It puts them children at a disadvantage because the first teacher of any of these children is the mother and the father. The mother first, before anything else. But the mother and the father, those are the true teachers. And these kids are being taught by YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all this other dumbass shit you dig. And until we can fix that, where the messages are coming from, I think we're always going to be operating at a disadvantage, if I'm being honest.
All right, we got to
Now
move on.
I'm finna say some things. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why I believe in what I believe in, because I believe we're behind 400 years. So
How many? Wait, how many?
we're behind 400 years.
Okay.
So I personally feel like we don't have room. Most of us don't have room for housewives. You see what I'm saying? And we don't have, if you don't have generational wealth, you don't have room for a housewife. So I'm not making I'm teaching my daughters and my sons how to survive on their own, basically, because that's just exactly what a housewife learned from a child on how to damn survive, and she able to suit you with that because you need that. But I'm teaching my sons and daughters to be an asset and not a liability. You see what I'm saying?
Amen. I agree with
We're
that.
behind 400 years. We don't have room for housewives. We got to catch up. We're playing catch up. So I'm teaching my daughters, because we're only human. We don't know everything. I have some terrible traits in certain things. You know what I'm saying? And my objective is to find a mate. And that's their job too, to know thyself, to find thy mate that have what you don't have. That's a power couple. You see what I'm saying? So you can assist each other in your weaknesses. And then somebody that give a damn to see your weaknesses, to help you within their weaknesses. Some people are, which I teach them this too. Some people prey on their weakness instead of assist you with their weakness. That's why a lot of people ain't married today. People got preyed on for their weaknesses instead of somebody helping them with it. Okay, so we want to tell the youth something. It wouldn't be just find your soulmate. It's to find someone who is the opposite of you.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
want
saying.
somebody
Find
who
the yin
have
to
what
your
I don't
yang.
have.
Yeah,
So
find the yin to your yang. Absolutely.
find it, yeah, the yin to your yang, but you gotta break that down, because yin to your yang could be anything. Goddamn, it could be like,
Yin to
oh,
your yang
look,
is
it could
night
be
and
like
day.
this. Look, it
Yin
could
and
be,
yang is
oh, I
literally
do
just night
drugs
and
and I want
day.
somebody that don't do drugs. No, I'm gonna break it down to you. You see what I'm saying? So some things you need to be the same on, which is your direction. You know what I'm saying? You need to be going in the same direction, but you need somebody with gifts that you don't have. Because for the most part, you want somebody to be the same as you. But when it comes to the yin and yang, you want somebody that has gifts that you don't have. You see what I'm saying? So you could be a power couple. So when I'm lacking, you own it. Like, babe, hey, you lacking right here, and so threw a slug. Peep this, so threw a slug. You didn't catch it, but I caught it. And we talking about it later, like this, you know what I'm saying? So, but education is a must. That's one thing we lacking in our communities. I hear grown ass men that can't pronounce words. I hear grown ass men that has a reading level that's not cool. I hear grown ass women that pronounce words wrong. I have them in my family. Girl, what is a scrimp? What is a scrimp? You mean
That's
shrimp?
it. But look, I think that's more cultural than just ignorance. You
No. Because
hear me?
I say
You
orange.
did? Because I say
I look,
orange. You
it's
know
a
what I'm about to
difference.
say? I say
Look,
orange.
it's
Yeah.
a difference. I can
I
say
say
orange. Look, when I'm around them white folks, you need to be able to
I
code
say
change.
Earl.
I say Earl,
I'm
furl. Look, I say
I'm
Earl, furl, and
unfurled.
orange when I'm around my people. But when I'm around them other people, you ain't gonna be able to tell where I'm from. Now they could tell when I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, you from New Orleans when you're mad. You know what I'm saying? But any other time, baby, you ain't gonna be able to read me. Orange, foil, but furl when I'm around my people. You know what I'm saying? Orange when I'm around my people. You see what I'm saying? So I'm teaching my kids code change.
Yeah, like my
And
mama hate when my mama hate when I say, hey, what that is? You heard me? Because she know, because she
she want to be able to make sure you got survival skills, which is the code switch on them. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I mean you got to.
All right, we gotta move on.
but what we lack in here is to teach our kids. We birthing them into a world that works against them. And the best thing to give them is the most information. I'm 38. I'm 38. I'm going to be in my 40s. And I'm still not finished learning. The day you stop learning is the day you die. You understand what
This
I'm
day you
saying?
stop growing,
And
yeah.
I ain't looking for death no time soon, because any piece of knowledge I can learn, somebody can teach me something, I'm willing to get that. I don't care how old you are. My kids come home every day and teach me something new. And I'm like, what? What happened? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I learned this. You know what I'm saying? That's insane. So the more information you get, the better your life or outcome. We playing We playing with the people that play with pens and paper. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing with people that play. Now, sometimes they play war games. You know what I'm saying? Like we have an invisible war, but our invisible war is with pen and paper. They paper pimping us. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we gotta teach our kids how to read that paper and get the paper pimping too. You know what I'm saying? You think I ain't know? I ain't gonna tell you I know, but I'm finna play a 50 cent on you. I'm finna play a this. I'm finna play that. You know what I'm saying? Buy up some things, do some things. If I want to call some shots, I gotta own some things. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be. So college, I promote college. Like I'm this young man. He works at the gas station. I see him all the time. You know what I'm saying? He just graduated high school, and I'm like, baby, what you plan on doing in the future? He like, man, I don't know. I said, see, that's the thing. So I told him, baby, you need to get into college and take up something in the technical field because in a minute, everybody gonna either be working home in the technical field or building electronics, doing something. You need to do better. You know what I'm saying? And just tell them just like it is. Because I know nobody probably talked to him about this or anything. And gas station, working at the gas station is dangerous. You see what I'm saying? Somebody comes try to stick that gas station up and gone. And plus, you're an intelligent
But
young man.
working at the
So I'm
gas
like,
station teaches them. But working at the gas station teaches them operations though.
And
You
diverse.
know
see,
what I'm
but the thing
saying?
about it is, we sit up there and have that old school mentality about what that teaches them. Why these white folks is having their children intern at firms, intern being assistant for the mayor. You see what I'm saying? They got their kids shooting out high
Right, but
all
that's
the
what they
way.
got. But that's what they have access to. But like when you
We
look
can
at
have
these
access
Indians and
to
they
it
no,
too.
but I hear you. But what I'm saying is
Mayors, governors,
when you
all
look at
them.
these Indians, but when you look at these Indians and these Arabs, you dig, and the ones who own gas stations, corner stores, and all the other shit, they kids don't really be going to college like that.
They got
You hear
contracts
me?
with the government. They got contracts with the government. That's
I'm
why
talking about what the children are learning though. I'm just talking about what's being
but it's
passed on to
because
these
of their
kids, the information.
it's because of their parents. If we start our kids out now taking college seriously, because most of those mayors, politicians, and everything come from those colleges. So they'll have those connects. Oh, I know so and so about to be a mayor. You can go intern for them. I went to school with them. You see what I'm saying? All they
But
plugs, well,
They don't
but
really
business
have to be a
owners
college
all
because
my
it's the
plugs
same
went to
thing for
college.
saying, it's
But most business owners know the local politicians as well. Because anytime
or
anybody's campaigning, anytime anybody's campaigning, the first place they go is local businesses. They
But
go to
those
the
local
businesses in the
businesses,
communities.
I'm gonna
ask
say
those local businesses how far they went in school. Because you're talking
It,
about the
de-
foreigners that get a
but it's
free ride
diverse.
in our colleges. You're talking about them foreigners that get a free ride in our colleges.
Well, but look, some of them do go to college, but the vast majority of them do not. And the ones who do go to college, they went to
No, the
college in
mass
their native
majority of
country.
you're talking about the old school ones that came over here and got to deal with the government. Oh, when I tell you, if we go down into the list of things that they get when they come here, you'll be like, we should be getting that out the womb. We should be getting that out the womb. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say, baby, we ain't getting our 400 years just due.
No,
that viral
I've always had an issue with how they treat foreigners compared to people who were brought
I
over here
don't have a problem
on
with that.
144 boots.
I
I
don't have a
do.
problem with it.
I
I
do
just
because
say break bread.
there's no way that Ukrainian refugees get a housing allowance and
fact.
get, you know what I'm saying, get stipends and all this other type shit, get access to all of these things when you got the people who were here brought over
We got
here.
tent camps. We criminalizing homelessness. You see what I'm saying? So that's my problem. You see what I'm saying? But I don't have a problem with that you're doing it for them. I just say be fair about it. If that's what you
I got a problem that they're
stand
doing it.
on it for
Me too. I
everybody.
got a
I'm a type
problem.
of person, if that's what you
I got a
stand
problem
on,
with it.
I want you to stand on it with everybody. Don't be picky and have your favorites. It's like a
I got a
parent
problem with
who
it
pick one
because
child
they
and
not.
favorize this child and treat these children bad. This government is our
Well, the
parents.
whole reason I
Okay.
got a problem with it is because the reality of it is like if me and you standing in line, right? Me and you standing in line at Walmart, right? And I'm waiting my turn to go through the checkout, and then and then somebody come and be like, hey, look, fuck y'all niggas, we gonna let these people come and jump in front y'all. You hear me? I'm gonna
Right,
have a
right.
problem with that
Or
there.
at
You
the
know what I'm saying? And
barbershop. Yeah, yeah.
that's essentially what we go. Oh yeah, the hot
But
seat, nigga come in there get the
that's an
look, nigga come
issue.
in the barbershop, get the hot seat. You mad as fuck.
That's
You
the
heard
issue with us though. That's the issue with us, and I'm gonna hold us accountable because until we get together as we should and be able to stand as a united front and go list demands, then we can't whine about what they stood on a
But
united
we don't
front
have
and made
leverage
a
to
demand
demand
about.
anything, though. The only thing that we can ever demand, the only piece of leverage that black people really have is the vote, and we don't hold that over nobody's head enough. You know what I'm
But you
saying?
know
That's the
what?
only true leverage that we have
Facts.
right now.
I keep
Facts.
telling y'all, send your kids to college. You will build an army with intellect. And then they're in there with other people, scooping up game inside of conversations that they really ain't used to being, that they're in now. You see what I'm saying? So you're getting an army full of unintelligent that's coming up behind you or intelligent. You see what I'm saying? So we have to start with education. You don't want no dummy sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, and expecting for them. Don't feed them no knowledge. Don't feed them no wisdom, but expecting for them to know better and get out here and play these people game without learning it. So it got
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
look,
said.
I'm all for college. I just feel like if you go to college, it need to be for something technical.
Facts.
Like going to
Facts.
college and go and get some liberal all bullshit. You done wasted your time
Yeah.
and your money. You heard me?
Getting
You
a
know what I'm
degree and
saying?
then going to drive an Uber, that shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, that
You know?
shit crazy. You heard me? You
But
know what I'm
all right, we
saying?
gotta
Like
go to the
go.
next one. We gotta go to the next one. We
Oh,
gotta go to the
all
next
right. Do your thing. Do your
one. We
thing.
gotta go to the next one. All right, boom. We're gonna start with you, Ms. Ivy. The lower ninth ward is the poorest neighborhood in New Orleans, but out of all 17 wards, it is the largest. In my opinion, if the largest neighborhood thrives in the city, that city will thrive. So, what are you going to do if elected strictly for the biggest neighborhood in the city, which is the Lower Ninth Ward, which is also the poorest neighborhood in the city?
You gonna have to repeat that question, dog. I need that one more time. But
All
I
right,
have it's your turn to
the
answer. I just
lower
want to hear it one more time though.
The lower ninth ward is the poorest neighborhood in New Orleans. Out of all 17 wards in New Orleans, the lower ninth ward is the poorest. But it is also the largest neighborhood in New Orleans. In my opinion, if the largest neighborhood in the city thrives, the city thrives. So if elected, what are you going to do strictly for the ninth ward, which is both the largest and the poorest neighborhood in New Orleans? We're gonna start with I.
I thought you were starting with Levy.
Shit, I'll go.
Go
I will
on,
fuck.
because
Go
I
ahead,
got
let's go, Levy.
So let's be honest. Since Katrina, the Nine Wall, the biggest scatter site in the world. You heard me?
Uh,
Let's just keep it all the way a being. You did. So I'm all for industrialization. You heard me? So them factories, like Amazon should have their factory in the Nine Wall. You heard me? Across the canal. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Amazon, like real shit. Across the canal should have an Amazon warehouse across there. You dig? Revitalize everything. You got jobs, all that there. You know what I'm saying? That's like that should be. You know how like we got the CBD and all that shit. The Nine Wall should be a whole nother CBD. You know what I'm saying? Because all they got out there is just land, bro. Just land houses that still dilapidated, that still got the writing on there saying that the house been clear, like the whole nine wall like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, not the whole nine wall, but half the nine wall still like that. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So revitalization of that area would not only bring income, you know what I'm saying? It also raises the property value, right? So when you raise property values, the night like in New Orleans, and this is one thing that most people don't even realize, bro. You have more home ownership in the hood in New Orleans do you have anywhere else in America? Because all them houses back there was generational. Those were the houses that they gave, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers, to get them out the city, get them out the garden district. We want to build this hill, get them out of this area. You know what I'm saying? So home ownership just in that area alone, you hear me, outpaces anywhere else in America, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. But and I'm saying that to say and that's one reason why they don't want to industrialize it, because they know that shit. You heard me? Because if you set up there and raise those property values out there like that there, you heard me? You gonna have literally a boom of wealth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the quickest way to quickest and easiest way to wealth is real estate. If you could put your money in real estate and make that shit pop the way it's supposed to pop, bro, you will make your motherfucking money, bro. So if those property values, because you can go to Nineveh right now, you buy a house for $125,000 to be easy. The average house right now is $325,000. The average house. You know what I'm saying?
Not New Orleans is 264.
No, I'm talking about aggregate, like in America. Like I'm counting everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm counting everywhere. So I'm only using that number. I'm only using that statistic just to put it in the context that if you able to buy in the ones, right? The low ones, mid ones, you dig, or whatever. But then that shit boom to 3, boom to 4. But shit, even just boom to 2. You know what I'm saying? You've already created $100,000 in equity that you could do anything with. You can educate your children. You heard me? You can reinvest that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the possibilities are absolutely endless, bro. You heard me? But like if you think about it, bro, just remember after Katrina, they had all them niggas like Trump and a whole bunch of other investors that was trying to basically buy the whole Cross the Canal, all the back of town. All niggas was trying to buy all that. And the reason they was because they was trying to industrialize that shit. Is right there by the water. Anytime you right there by the water, that's money. Anytime you buy by the water, is money. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? So right there where the lever broke called the canal, it was like, hey, nigga, we buy all this shit, you heard me? Like we revamped this. Now we got riverfront property.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just that type of thinking and that type of mentality, bro. If we just really revitalize those areas just from a straight real estate perspective, bro, and buy that shit up or buy that shit back, my nigga, that'll turn New Orleans, fuck the Ninth Ward. That'll turn, and I'm from the Ninth Ward. That shit on my own like a motherfucker. You heard me? You dig? That shit will revitalize the entire city of New Orleans, bro. The entire city of New Orleans.
That's what I said. The largest neighborhood in the city. It gotta thrive.
Yeah. But yeah, business. I'm all for industry.
Not just that. Not just real estate. That land. Ain't nothing like buying that land, baby. Cause you buy the house. Yeah, they can tell you to move your damn house if they don't want you on the land. But you buy that land. But I'm going to school for real estate right now too. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a few things going on. But I'm in school for real estate, so I know what you're talking about. The equity in that home, baby, gonna keep your kids.
The equity, everything.
Any kind of bond.
Collateral, like
collateral. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm teaching, like I said, with the kids learning stuff. Like I don't know what's the laws out there for your kids just being a notary. I'm just gonna throw this idea out there. A notary. A notary.
You talking about notary?
Yeah.
You talking about notary?
Like you could your kids turn 18, you can sign them up to be a notary. Like it's different things that you could do.
Yeah, I'm a notary.
I'm a notary too. So
yeah,
and now at first
and it takes nothing to become a notary.
Nothing. That's what I was saying. You can get your kids to do that. If you want your kids to make some spare money, out here where I'm at, they can do it online now. So while they on their lunch break, they could be notarizing people paperwork. I already set up their schedule so where they'll be notarizing people paperwork when they get home from such and such time to 8 o'clock. Because you get out of school from 2. From 8 o'clock, you need to be on shift. So you get them a computer where they can notarize people's stuff. They do it online now. Right now, I don't have my online ordeal because I've been doing it going out. I travel notarized, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't have transportation. So I've been going to people's homes notarizing their shit, you know what I'm saying? Because in prioritized people, they don't want to get on the bus to just go notarize the paper. So I was like, baby, you pay me a little extra, I'll come roll to your house and notarize that thing for you. You know what I'm saying? We help our people. But
that's a nasty set of words. Say, hey, I notarize that thing for you.
You know what I'm saying? But you can teach your kids to be a notary and do it online and give them a certain time and schedule to do things. Like I said, they don't have to go work at a gas station. The more we know, the more we can put our kids on. Where they ain't got to work so goddamn hard hitting big rocks to little rocks. That's the objective. The more capitalize off, they capitalize without aging their body. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know you tell your kids to go work at the fast food. You see what I'm saying? That's like hitting big rocks to little rocks. That's the same damn train. We did that already. So our job was to pick up the knowledge so they don't have to do that. So if y'all cool, learn the laws of y'all notary out there. And if they allow you to do online notary, you can make money across the country and across the world. People from Italy can pay your child to notarize their paperwork. You see what I'm saying? Be making that money. Do it for real estate. I'm finna sign. That's why I said I'm gonna put them on, because once I get into real estate, they could be signing my paperwork for real estate, making that $200 a watt per house I sell. Man, you putting your kids on. You see what I'm saying? So, but what you were saying about the night ward, right? Um, what we have to do for them is make sure, like I said, for every part of our city, the income that they bring in should be put towards that city. You see what I'm saying? If someone's doing the finances correctly, we shouldn't miss. We shouldn't miss, because every part of New Orleans bring in some type of money, some type of revenue. You see what I'm saying? Because when I was down there, it was Chinatown. Okay, in the night walk, it was Chinatown. You know what I'm saying? And you seen a few of us, but we was in apartment complexes. Now I'm seeing we owning homes. So just like Levitt said, oh, capitalize off your capitalizing. Owning property is the thing. It is. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't want to live in that home, you can also um lease
Just
out that
leverage it.
home. You can lease
Just
out them
leverage it.
homes. You could become a landlord. You see what I'm saying? And while we talking about getting rid of housing, you can be a landlord to those people. See the difference between being a landlord to the people who make their money every so often, every Friday or whatever they pay you, they rent or whatever, however you do it. With housing, you guaranteed to get your money, because housing gonna pay your money. So if you want guaranteed money, and if they can make the rent, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, make sure the money goes into said area that makes the revenue. You see what I'm saying? And then also I would have council meetings for the actual citizens of those areas. Like, where would you like to see this money put? You see what I'm saying? Where do you need this money? I'm not gonna sit here and rationalize in my mind and put it where I want to put it at. I'm gonna meet with these people and say, hey, what are y'all needing? What do you need? You see what I'm saying? And then I go from there, from the budget, and talk to y'all about your budget, because obviously, whatever you put into your schools, whatever you put into your stores and whatnot, because the store owner's gonna be there too. It ain't gonna be just the citizen. You own a store in that community. You need to be here seeing how you gonna put in too. Because the store owners in those neighborhoods, you making the revenue, but you taking it back where you live. No, you got to put a portion of that back into this community. So you're gonna be at those council meetings. You're gonna hear what these people need, and you're gonna come sit here with me too, and put back into those communities. Or you're gonna move your store about their communities, and we're gonna talk to the people in this community that are starting their own stores in said community. Okay, thank you. That we're gonna do.
All right. So next question, you heard me. Incarceration in New Orleans, you heard me. Studies showed back in March 2024 that blacks in New Orleans went to jail twice the rate as white. About 30% of the jail is has mental health issues. Many people can't afford the bail for petty crimes, so they sit for months and months on end over petty crimes. And um, Louisiana is the highest incarcerated state in the world, not the city, the world. If elected, how do you plan to make changes on it?
I feel like we answered this one already. I ain't gonna hold you, because everything really go back to education. Because I mean, you can't do anything without education and without resources, Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? So realistically speaking, like, and you know what? I'm sorry, Ivy, you go, because I went first last time. So this on you.
I'm about to
It's on
say,
you.
because it is some things that we can do, which is stop locking people up for petty crimes. We can find them. Find them. You find people for petty crimes, and you put those who taken lives in prison. Those conditions are for gruesome killers, not for petty crimes. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So, saying, or first time offenders. First time offenders of petty crimes, including, like, I don't know what y'all be doing, which I know, like I said, it's a lot of this from back in the day with the on their head. You know what I'm saying? Really paying their way to see they hate, seeing they hate through. You see what I'm saying? So I know who's behind this, on why our people mainly sitting in there for petty crimes, because you want to see us sink us, you know what I'm saying, a surface. But like he says, education. But at the same time, petty crimes should just be a fine. It should be just a fine, just like a traffic ticket. You see what I'm saying? You got people who committing DUIs. I mean, DWI. DWI. You see, I said DUIs, but DWIs, and y'all was gonna let me say that. DWIs
Because
who
both
are,
of them is right. Both are right. You heard me?
Right, it's the
but
same
DWI,
it's,
thing. It's
DUI is
the
right.
same thing.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
yeah, but it's still okay. You're right, but y'all don't mind me. But you got people committing those and vehicular homicides that's like this and still walking free. They done knock somebody's top off and they gone, but they still walking free. Now those people shouldn't be. That's still a unaliving. So those people should be in the penitentiary, but they're walking free, ready to do it again, or I can stop them, back them. But basically, what I said, we're gonna take and do away with the petty crimes and find them. And if I ain't gonna go into this because it would be funny as hell if I say what I want to say and I won't get elected. Okay.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Kamala.
I'm about to say that. I understand. I'm straight Kamala because, baby, if I the more of these people we locked up, if we actually held a fair game, you see what I'm saying? Like I done seen the most. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to be fit, I'm really looking for equity. Equity. If I'm standing for something, I'm gonna stand for all, and that's what we need. People who are going to stand for something, and it applies to everybody or don't stand for it at all. So I'm that type of person that you should elect because if I say what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna stand on it for all. I'm not gonna sit up here and take lump sums of money from people and be like, oh, let me get my pockets greedy and clean. No, no, if it stands against what's best for you all, then it's not what's best for me. Because one day I'm gonna have to come back to these streets. You know what I'm saying? That's what they don't get. Like you gotta come back to these streets, or you gonna have people taking shots at you from the yonders because you done skipped the past the people and filled your pockets. You see what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person. So elect me, Ivy, as your president. Okay, I'm for the people.
What you said, Levin?
So if you look at the data, the places that have the worst education have the highest poverty rates, have the highest crime rates, especially when it comes down to petty crimes. You heard me? So it's such a systemic issue that it would literally take a generation to resolve it. And I mean a full 30 to 40 years of hard work, staying within the line, sticking to the rules and shit like that, which is one reason why it never actually happens because, you know, people got term limits and shit in local government and stuff like that. So every 20 years you might get one person who legitimately wants to do shit the right way. But after 4 to 8 years, everything that they worked on is it's being erased by somebody who got a completely different agenda. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult to actually fix these problems that are systemic in our society. You hear me? But if we were to set forth a plan, right, it would always have to start with education. I somewhat agree with the petty crime shit, primarily because typically petty crimes are crimes of necessity. You know what I'm saying? And when I say crimes of necessity, I mean I stole this because my baby need formula. You hear me? Or one of the most stolen items in America is Similac. You
Mm.
heard me? Just baby formula. You did milk, cereal. That is one of the most stolen items, dog. You know what I'm saying? So are we gonna lock up every single mother who get arrested for shoplifting? Absolutely fucking not. You heard me? It just creates a whole nother problem. Now we got a problem with these children not having a parent. Now those children are in the system, and it just ends up being such a nasty domino effect for everything.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to be honest, these problems require complex answers that I don't even really think that we as a people is even ready to commit to.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it would take us to really hold the mirror up on ourselves and say, all right, am I going to be part of the solution or am I going to be part of the problem? And not part of the solution or the problem today, but 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 20 years from now. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And that shit takes buy-in from everybody, dog. And I don't know if not, and I ain't speaking on just black people. I just mean as a society, if we even got the ingenuity or the tenacity to even be able to do that shit, bro. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because I could come in with all the best ideas in the world, you heard me? But all it takes is that one nigga in the peanut gallery to be like, man, fuck that nigga, that old bitch ass nigga, man. I went to school with that nigga, man. That nigga whole out shit, man. I don't listen to none of that. And then people will be on his bandwagon and they just fuck everything up, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's these things do require your attention. I'm not saying that, you heard me, but I just wish that we were living in a society where the answers to these questions weren't just I mean, because the answers are easy, right? The answers are easy. It's the implementation that's difficult, you know, because but if we go to educating our kids like from an early age, teaching our kids, like Ivy was saying earlier about economics, teaching them what the fuck a credit score is early on, you know what I'm saying? Teaching them the difference between a colon and a semicolon, you hear me? Teaching the
Right.
kids what an ampersand is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just little things, bro, like this. Like we be so much further along, dog, than where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Children always pay for the sins of their parents.
Right.
Always.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
incumbent on all of us as parents to instill the qualities and the information and the morality in our children, not even just for them, but for the generation that's gonna follow them. Because the motherfucker that y'all raising right now, that's a terror, and that nigga out here down bad, you heard me? Like he gonna probably have kids, and just imagine what that nigga gonna be bringing into this world. You hear me? So it's
Right.
like it's it's difficult, bro. I wish there was a one size fits all answer to all this shit, bro, but it's not. As far as the prison systems in Louisiana, I mean, we all know that one of the main reasons why we have such a high prison rate is because the judges are in cahoots with these privatized prisons. You hear
Right.
me?
Right.
Privatized prisons is one of the worst things that you could possibly have because all they gonna do is send a lobbyist to go talk to the judge. You know what I'm saying? In every criminal district, you did be like, "Hey, bro, look, you send this many niggas my way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I give you a kickback. You hear me? I'm gonna make sure I put some money on your next not presidential, but on your next run for office or your next run for
Right.
judgeship or whatever you dig." So it's like the thing is, the entire system is broken, bro.
Right.
And not to be a conspiracy theorist again, because I'm not trying to put on my Ivy hat right now. Matter of fact, let me take that motherfucker off. You heard me? You did. But what I will say, the only way to fix this system is to burn this bitch down.
Mm.
Like burn this bitch down. You heard me? Like to the ground and start over, dog. Ain't no way. Ain't no way to fix it, bro. Ain't no way to fix it. Burn the bitch down, start over. If the aliens pull up, you heard me, then we can have a conversation. You heard me?
Right.
God come back, say, hey, nah, and all that. We could talk about revamping some shit. But right now, as is, ain't no fixings, bro. And I hate to say that. I'm just being real about it, you heard me?
You
Because the
got
thing about it,
got
dog, yeah, but the thing about it, bro, so what happens is when you got I mean, because it's not even just decades at this point. I mean, we got more than 100 years of the same systemic shit going on. You heard me?
right.
We got application of laws. Like Louisiana is one of the only states that's still under Napoleonic law, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you go to law school in Louisiana, you're not learning the law like Florida, North Carolina, New York learning. You learning Napoleonic law. That's why niggas don't like going to law school in BR. You dig
Right.
or in Thibodeau and none of that shit. You heard me? They go to law school elsewhere. They go to Emory. You dig? They go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? In Florida and shit like that. They go to Notre Dame and all that. There. You heard me? Because they
Right.
don't want to learn that Napoleonic law because it's so prehistoric. You heard me? It's so prehistoric, dog. So me, I say just burn. If we gonna fix this system, if we gonna have a real conversation about fixing it, burn the bitch down, then we can have a conversation. You know what I mean? Let's start from zero. Let's turn a one to a zero
Right.
and work from there.
And you're right, it's gonna take all of us. Like even if y'all
Mhm.
elect me in or you elect Levy in, you still will have to do your part. Like I can want the best for you. but you got to want the best for you. I can't
Right.
educate you. You got to educate. I can give you the book, but you got to read it. You know what I'm saying? I can give you the housing, but you got to take care of the lawn. You got to trim the trees and do the landscape. You see what I'm saying? And pay the bills. Like I can't do everything for you. So until we start governing ourselves, having self-discipline for ourselves, wanting the best for ourselves, we going to see the difference. You see what I'm saying? We're going to see us citizens that actually I can give you everything and what you going to do with it, basically. So
Thanks, thanks. Any last words from anybody?
Um, I'm booking my ticket to the Super Bowl. You heard me? I'm just letting you niggas know now. You understand?
Thanks,
Like, yeah,
thanks.
we smashing everything. We about to watch these Falcons lose right quick. You understand? Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I live for that shit. I live for watching them bitches take L's. You understand?
Thanks,
But other than that, just on a serious note, you dig. I say this often. You know what I'm saying? Educate yourself. Do your own research. If you want to really learn how our government works, I guarantee you they got a channel on your TV right now called C-SPAN.
right,
Just put it on one day.
right,
C-SPAN is literally a live feed
right,
of the federal government process you did, and it's a live
right.
feed all day. You heard me?
Thanks, thanks.
And it shows the entire process. So if you really want to learn, because most people don't know how our branches of the government work. Most people don't even know the three different branches of government. You know what I'm saying? But if you really want to know how our legislative branch and our executive branches work, just turn on C-SPAN and just watch it. I know it'll be
Right,
boring. It's gonna be boring as fuck. But you're gonna learn a lot about how that process plays out, you heard me?
right,
And you're gonna see all the Versace, all the Gucci, all
right,
the Louis, you heard me? You're gonna be like, damn, like this bit come out, this bit Louis down, you heard me?
right,
On your taxpayer dollars, you heard me?
right, right, right. What you got from?
and I say for the
That's
parents,
bad too. My bad, but I used to do that too. Just sit there and watch Blue One and just watch that or Core TV.
I say don't just
Mhm.
watch C-SPAN and just watch it. With anything you don't understand on there, have your laptop ready to Google what the fuck they talking about. So if you don't understand it, because what leads you to education is curiosity. Question everything. If everything begins with a question. Everything should begin with a question. And as soon as you start questioning everything, then you start being curious. And then that curiousness leads you to looking into things. Because, mind you, the way I see things, you may not see things.
Come on,
The way you
come on.
get things might break the Da Vinci Code. You feel what I'm saying? So, information and knowledge is the key. You see what I'm saying? Teach yourself economics, teach yourself politics, teach yourself these things, and you can teach your kids these things, and then they take things to a further level, and then they'll teach their kids this, and they'll teach things to a further level. Because I believe in reincarnation. One day we're gonna have to come back to what we left. So you make sure that
Mm.
if there is a possibility of
Hold on,
of, of,
Ivy,
of
I need you to
reincarnation, you
I
make
need you
sure
to
you come back
blockbuster
to
that
something
shit.
good.
I need you to blockbuster that shit. Rewind that and say that one more time for the people. You heard me?
Which
You
part?
gonna have to do what? The Paul. You said you gonna have to come back to what?
I feel like I believe in reincarnation. I believe you have to come back to what you left. So
Right,
if we want to see better and come back to better, we got to get it right. You know what I'm saying?
That
And
shit
not only,
crazy.
not only when, not only when, not only with politics and playing the game of chess with these people, to one day get it to where there is no such thing as racism. There is no such thing as capitalism. There is no such thing as us looking at each other like we're better than one another, more intelligent than one another. And if we do seem to think that we know more, here, offer, not, oh, I know more than you. No, I'm gonna offer you what I know. And then I know for a fact that spark that I give you is going to take you to a higher level than me. It's people that I showed some things that became, but you ever heard the student becomes greater than the teacher? That's exactly what we
Mm.
want. We want whatever I tell you, you take that shit and you look into that shit, and you're gonna come back to me and be like, damn, you showed me some stuff and I broke the Da Vinci Code. Then you might come back to me and be like, and I'd be like, damn, I ain't figured that part out. You know what I'm saying? So we connecting vibrations, we're connecting mental waves.
Sit
You know
down.
what I'm saying? Everything's a vibration. So We're connecting. And whatever I give to you, you plus size that shit. And then whatever we give to our kids, they plus size that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we can eat up the knowledge, throw it back up, and give it to them so they can eat it up and then throw it back up. And it's just a cycle of evolution and a cycle of victoration, baby. We victorizing things. We becoming victorious instead of victims. You know what I'm saying? I always love it.
If we
No
ever
matter
get out
what I
that
go
victim
through.
mentality,
Yes, well, no matter what I go through, I am never no one's victim. I don't care if it's the system or the people I let in my lives. Baby, yeah, you did what you did, or you kept us black people back. But we coming back harder and we coming back stronger. And the next time you see me, you ain't gonna know me. Because that's how evolution works. I evolve every day. So who you thought you knew yesterday, you don't know. I learned something new yesterday. I learned something new today, and the next day, and the next day. So I love y'all. And evolution is knowledge and love. And baby, I could go on and on. I could feed y'all this energy through the screen because I love y'all. Okay? I love my
y'all.
kids.
And we love you too, you heard me. And y'all make sure that y'all share this, you heard me, because we back at the bottom of the algorithm, you heard me. Somebody reported 2 posts from earlier. So thank y'all for
Say, bro,
coming
stop pissing the people off, dog. What you be doing like that, bro?
I am, dog. I'm about
Like,
to
see, and look, and that little Kendrick Lamar shit, you had pissed them niggas off with that shit. They ain't that big. Boy, I was dead, son. I was dead.
we back at it. So,
Wayne, don't talk about that. Because if I dig into that, I'll be having people hold accountability. Because the reason why that happened is ownership. We gotta own shit. Can't nobody tell you no if we start buying shit. Buying shit. Buy shit. Buy.
Right.
Buy you stocks into the NFL. Buy you stocks here. Buy you stocks there. And can't nobody tell you no because you own half of that company. So
Right.
no to who? I got more stocks than you. Sit down. Sit down. You know what I'm saying?
Us as a people, you heard me? But we'll see y'all again Friday, you heard me? Thank y'all, you heard me? This was a doozy.
Mm.
Six 6 2 compound drop. That's how we do it.